Hello, everyone, and welcome to IronAge Media's weekly review. We're going to be covering the articles that were put out this week. Today, or this time, we have two self-promotional articles as well as an interview and one of our short story prompt winners. And I'll also talk about the two prompts that were put out this week. So, let's jump right into it. First and foremost, we have I Survived the Kali Yuga, which is a neo-noir detective series that is primarily a webcomic, but also takes involves itself with a Facebook community that does more one-off and satirical strips and whatnot. The creator, Edward Black, has been working on it for a couple of years, so there's a decent amount of content there to go through. If you'd like to learn more, as always, check out I Survived the Kali Yuga on IronAge.media. Next up, we have The Bloody Shamrock, an 80s Odyssey. This is a psychological, slash psychedelic thriller set in 80s New York City. The main character is living through the time known as the Age of Rage, with many of the gangs creating a number of exciting and thrilling conflicts. Lastly, as far as the articles go, we have an email interview that I conducted with Big Geek Emporium. Now, Big Geek Emporium is a RPG and tabletop indie shop that just got their start, I think, around June or July of this year. They're still kind of getting their feet underneath them, but they have quite a bit of content. I won't necessarily go over all the questions asked, but they discuss what inspired them to step out and try and provide an alternative to places like Drive-Thru RPG. Now, before we get into the short story, which was our popular winner for September, I'm going to cover this week's prompts. Interestingly enough, we have A Weary Traveler, which is a text prompt for any artists wanting to show off their talents or otherwise contribute to the Iron Age. This is my first one of these, so I'm a little bit, looking for feedback on, is this too little in terms of details that an artist can work with? I have some interesting visuals, but, I'm welcome to get input. Next up for our prompts, we have The Outlook, which is the latest image prompt for a short story. Trying to move things in a little bit more whimsical and maybe cozy. Actually, I think cozy is going to be the word that I use for all of these prompts in some degree or another, but decidedly less horror-themed direction after October. Now, speaking of the short story image prompts, those of you who have been visiting the site or participated in the voting last week or the prior weeks, for September prompts, we might recognize this image. This is the obelisk, which was the third, I believe, prompt that we had. And it is the winning submission for the popular vote was The Spike of Foundation by Brian Asher. Now, this is a small piece of lore for his broader literary universe, which is known as the Intercontinents. We also interviewed Brian Asher on our inaugural episode of Iron Age Nights, which is on A Drink with Crazy on Friday nights. So, if you have a bit of time and would like a good story, check out the Spike Foundation. If you'd like to hear about any of the other articles or just keep up with the articles in general, check out IronAge.media. And if you want to meet some of the authors and contributors for the site, as well as hear myself and Daniel Pridley, along with Royce from A Drink with Crazy, discuss what's going on with the IronAge, check out IronAge Nights. That will be on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Central on A Drink with Crazy's YouTube channel, which I'll have linked in the description. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.